Probably a lot of folks listening to us that have brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers addicted to opioids. Whether it's prescription, whether it's a prescription that they're addicted to, or whether it's heroin that they're addicted to. What we know about addiction is it doesn't really care about economic status or gender or base. What we also know about addiction are that you oftentimes find yourselves doing behaviors that you never thought you were going to do. Yeah. The desperation, and that's where tracking the retail thefts, I think we can all relate to those folks that we've known or talked to who are involved in the criminal justice system, who had upstanding jobs, families, and found themselves in absolute, utter desperation.
Or dead, Jackie.
Or dead. Or dead.
I think the point you just made, Jackie, about I'm sure people out there watching this have had some kind of firsthand experience. It is stunning to me how many employees or colleagues have come to me over the last few years as mayor and shared a deeply personal story about having lost a family member, having my wife has seen students that she taught who she never would have expected to end up in trouble with drugs, suffering from some sort of addiction. This is something I grapple with and I don't fully understand the answer to. And I feel like there's a couple different narratives out there. I heard the Surgeon General talk last week, and he talked about the fact that something like 20 million Americans suffer from some kind of addiction today, and a lot of those are not opiate addictions. So probably the leading cause of addiction to this day is alcohol problems. And he, while acknowledging what you just said, that this is a problem that hits people of all socioeconomic backgrounds, also made the case that there is a sort of underlying despair or sort of hopelessness that is driving this problem. And I think some of the discussion, we know that parts of the country that have really been hit hard by this do include Appalachia, the Appalachian region, areas that have had serious decades of sort of decline and problems. That's sort of one narrative out there, is that this is driven by kind of deep problems in the society. But then there's another narrative out there that is also compelling and seems to me somewhat, at least is true part of the time, is that there are a lot of people who otherwise are leading very healthy, productive, happy lives in a lot of ways, and they get some kind of injury, and suddenly, they suddenly are facing this just monster of an addiction. And I'm not so sure. It seems to me a large part of this is not driven by hopelessness or despair. It's driven by just how powerful these opiate drugs are and how quickly they can kind of pull someone in.
Well, and I think it speaks to we're a society that doesn't like to experience pain.